Stop asking which Panasonic camera is universally the best and start asking what you actually shoot. Buying the wrong camera body in the Lumix lineup means wasting thousands of dollars on complex production tools your photography will never touch. Industry leaks across Panasonic rumors and supply chain breakdowns from CNAD confirm that Panasonic has fractured its lineup into 4 distinct operational lanes. Whether you are looking at the everyday convenience of the fixed-lens Lumix L10, the micro Four Thirds reach of the G9 Mark II, the pure video engine of the GH7, or the high-speed hybrid power of the S1 Mark II, choosing the wrong tool will completely derail your creative workflow. Let's start with a camera that challenges the fundamental assumption that a serious setup requires interchangeable lenses. The Lumix L10 opens this breakdown because it removes the temptation to endlessly buy gear. Built around a fixed Leica zoom covering roughly a 24 to 75 mm equivalent focal length, this camera covers wide travel scenes, street candids, family gatherings, and environmental portraits without forcing you to carry a heavy camera bag. Honestly, I'll believe creators are ready to abandon interchangeable lenses when I see it, but for street photographers tired of missing shots while swapping glass, the L10 keeps things simple. It runs Panasonic's real-time LUT workflow, allowing you to shoot custom creative JPEGs straight out of camera. If you insist on full-frame glass in a compact body, the Lumix S9 exists, but the L10 is specifically for people who want the lens decision solved before leaving the house. What happens when your subjects demand massive telephoto reach instead of everyday portability? That is where the Lumix G9 Mark II comes in. Too many buyers dismiss micro Four Thirds because they spend all day looking at spec sheets instead of carrying gear on actual trails. When you are tracking wildlife, birds, or fast sports, the camera body is only a fraction of what you haul. The G9 Mark II packs a 25-megapixel sensor, phase hybrid autofocus, pre-burst shooting tools, and incredible in-body image stabilization into a weather-sealed body. Because of the micro Four Thirds crop factor, a 300mm lens gives you the reach of a massive 600mm full-frame optic at a fraction of the weight and physical footprint. After 6 hours on a mountain trail, a smaller lens system feels far more important than a slightly larger sensor. Which side of this debate do you fall on? Are you willing to carry heavier full-frame glass for low-light depth of field, or would you rather shrink your overall rig with micro Four Thirds? Drop your current daily driver down in the comments. I want to see what you're actually shooting with. If your primary focus shifts from capturing quick stills to running paid video sets, the Lumix GH7 draws a hard line in the sand. This isn't just a camera that records solid 4K clip files, it is built specifically around high-end post-production video workflows. Supply data from Cinema 5D and field reports from Newsshooter highlight its internal ProRes RAW recording, open gate capture, active cooling fan, and timecode sync capabilities. More importantly, when paired with the Panasonic XLR accessory, the GH7 supports 32-bit float audio recording. That means dynamic range in your audio files is virtually unclippable during unpredictable live events or documentary shoots. If you mostly shoot casual JPEGs and light social clips, the GH7 is absolute overkill and you're paying for codecs you will never touch. Finally, for the working professional who refuses to choose between high-end commercial stills and serious cinema output, we have the flagship hybrid beast, the Lumix S1 Mark II. Anchored by a 24.1-megapixel partially stacked full-frame sensor, this camera solves the dreaded rolling shutter issue that plagues standard full-frame chips during fast motion. The partially stacked architecture enables lightning-fast sensor readout speeds, unlocking aggressive electronic burst rates alongside uncropped 4K 120 video and high-resolution open-gate recording. With advanced phase hybrid autofocus and robust structural weather sealing, it covers a high-stakes wedding ceremony and its cinematic highlight reel without missing a beat. If the S1 Mark II stretches your budget, the Lumix S5 Mark II and S5 Mark iX remain top-tier value alternatives, while the high-resolution S1R Mark II caters to studio and commercial landscape photographers. The best camera in 2026 isn't the one with the highest price tag, it's the one engineered around the actual work you do every single day. Are you looking at the 2026 Panasonic camera lineup and wondering which model fits your actual workflow? In this guide, we break down the Lumix L10, G9 Mark II, GH7, and S1 Mark II. From fixed-lens travel portability to 32-bit float audio cinema setups and partially stacked full-frame hybrid power, discover which camera you should actually buy. Don't fall for camera spec sheets. Choosing between micro four thirds and full-frame Lumix bodies comes down to how you shoot. We compare the everyday compactness of the L10, the outdoor agility of the G9 II, the video production power of the GH7, and the raw speed of the S1 II to help you pick the right gear. Avoid paying for camera features you will never use. We analyze the four main Panasonic camera tiers: the L10 Street Camera, the G9 II Action Body, the GH7 Video Specialist, and the S1 II Full-Frame Hybrid. Plus, we look at where the S5 II, S5 iiX, and S1 R2 fit into your budget.